A shareholders agreement is a private agreement between the shareholders of a company. It's generally drawn up by a lawyer, and it deals with things that the memorandum and articles of an association of the company or the Companies Act rules don't cover. And it deals with things like what happens in the event of the death of a shareholder, or divorce, or when one shareholder wants out and wants to get rid of their shares, who can they sell it to? Can they sell it to third parties, or does it have to be bought by the company or to other shareholders? It sets things out like dividend policies of the company. You might want to set those out, because you might have disagreements. Otherwise, somebody might want lots of dividends paid out, somebody might not want dividends paid out. What happens? Also, it can be used to protect minority shareholders, perhaps more than just relying on the Companies Act would. So it's very important. It's particularly important to draw up a shareholders agreement, I would say, early in the life of a company. Probably when things are going reasonably well, or they haven't necessarily taken off that much, where you can perhaps be clear-headed. You're probably still getting on with each other, and you can sit down and talk about situations, work out roughly what you think you would like to do, what you agree should happen in certain situations, and then go and see a lawyer and get it written out in sort of legal terms. And I should say at this point, it is important that you sign, that all parties sign the shareholders agreement. You don't want to draw it up, learn years later, fall out years later, revisit the agreement and find that it was never signed. And I have heard about that. What else can I say? A shareholders agreement can incorporate things like a cross-option agreement, which is a way of, if one, say, major shareholder dies, the company can buy a life insurance policy triggers, and the company passes on a load of money to the estate of the deceased shareholder, and then but then the company continues and it buys the shares in return, and then continues in the hands of the remaining shareholders without having to suffer the big shock of a big financial payout. And that's it really. It's like I said, it's important to draw it up when you're still getting on reasonably well, because if you fall out and try and draw up an agreement, then it's too late. So you need to do it early.